Hi, welcome back to the kitchen. I've got a slightly different kind of video today. I was recently lucky enough to spend a few days in Italy, in a city called Trieste. It's a really nice old city, right up in the northeastern corner of Italy, on the Slovenian border. Tony always puts quite a lot of emphasis on finding the best quality ingredients throughout his books, so I thought it was the perfect opportunity to have a good look round some local bodegas and delis and see what I could find. So I managed to find a few bits that I could get in my suitcase, and I'll go through them with you now. The first thing I picked up was an obvious choice, and I got a nice packet of spaghetti. It's an Italian-made bronze-cut spaghetti, and I'll try and get some close-up pictures of this when I use it in a recipe. It's got a really nice textured surface, and I think it'll cling to sauce really well. Obviously I can find that in the UK as well, but I just thought since it's so synonymous with Italian cooking that I should grab a packet. The next thing I've got, I could also find somewhere at home, but it's a bit rarer to find these jars of tuna rather than the tins. So I've gone for a nice white tuna, and hopefully that'll go great with a couple of Tony's recipes. There's another jar next, and it's just some local olives. I'm actually not a massive fan of olives, but the older lady in the shop that was selling them insisted that I try a few different varieties, so I couldn't really walk away without buying anything, and they were really helpful. The next ingredient on the list is polenta, and that's something I don't really know much about. I've not used it a lot in the past. So I did a bit of research, and I found that there's a couple of different types. There's a yellow one here on my right, and this is a polenta that's been blended with buckwheat, I think. And the reason for the differences from what I can tell is the fact that it's quite a regional thing. So where Tony was introduced to one dish by his wife's family up in the north of Italy, near Lake Garda, they'll use one type of polenta and cook it a certain way. But then I think it was his father-in-law that introduced him to some Sardinian polenta dishes, and it's quite a different product that they use. So I'm looking forward to finding out a bit more about those and seeing what we can cook up. I don't think you could go shopping for food in Italy without getting some of their aged cheeses. I'm not sure if I offended the lady in the cheese shop when I asked her for Parmesan, because I'm not sure if that's a regional thing or not. But instead she gave me this local version. It's not a Parmesan, but she said it's virtually the same. So I'm going to give this a little taste in a moment, and I think it'll go pretty well with some of the pasta dishes that we've got planned. Okay, so it's not exactly the same as Parmesan, but you can tell it's still an authentic Italian hard cheese. It's got a really nutty, sort of creamy flavour to it as well. So I think this is going to go great on some of that spaghetti that we've seen. I also grabbed this little pasta shaping board. Tony did say that we can use a fork to shape the particular recipe that I'm thinking about. This was only about €4, so I thought I might as well have the right tool for the job. Another ingredient I've never encountered before is Bottarga. So I don't know what it's going to taste like, and I didn't want to read up too much about exactly what it is, just in case it put me off eating it. And the haul's nearly complete. I've got a couple more things to show you though. I also got 2 different olive oils. One blended oil in a little taster tin, and a nice looking bottle of a single origin oil. And I think we should have a taste test of these now as well. So just for reference, I've also poured out a little bit of extra virgin olive oil from a local UK supermarket, and you can see straight away that the colour's completely different. So much richer colour in the Italian stuff. So the supermarket stuff does taste nice, but this is the only oil that I've known so far. Wow, that's a lot stronger taste. This is the one from the tin, which is a blended oil, and it's super peppery. It really gets you in the throat, which I'm told is part of the experience of some of these gourmet olive oils, is that it's supposed to be really, really potent. The bottle oil is a lot smoother, I would say. It's still got a peppery hit, but it's definitely a lot smoother. I think either of those will be amazing on salads or on really simple pasta dishes. I don't think at the price they were that I'll be using them for any cooking. So we've come to the last thing that I managed to find, and actually this was the main thing that I was looking for that really kicked off the search. I'd searched a long time in the UK, even online, for salt-packed anchovies, because Tony mentions them in at least 2 or 3 recipes in the book. And I just had no joy at all in the UK. So since I was in Italy, I thought that should be the perfect place. But even there, it wasn't simple. I had to go around quite a few little family-run bodegas, and I finally found one. And it was an amazing little shop. I'll put a picture up now. Run by 3 generations of the same family, all chatting behind the counter and trying to find out exactly what I was after with the bit of a language barrier. So anyway, I finally found their salt-packed anchovies. Now I was expecting to find a little tin or a jar of these, but actually they went in the back of the shop and came out with about a 5 kilogram tub of this stuff, which fortunately I didn't have to buy, and they decanted a few that I was after into a little very much not waterproof deli container. So by the time I got back to where I was going to pack them up, there was salty anchovy juice all over everything in my bag. But luckily I managed to get these vacuum packed at work, and they made it all the way back to the UK without hiccup. So I'm quite looking forward to getting these in a recipe, because they're quite different to the tinned anchovies. The whole fish has not been filleted, and they're not just ready to eat. So when I come to use them in a recipe, I'll go through the process of how to prepare them and get them ready for use. So I'll just show you one more little thing that I got as a bonus item and then wrap this video up. So the last thing I found was in the strangest of places. I was looking around what I thought was a bookstore, and it opened up into a huge antique store through the back. And I found a couple of these lovely silver plated spoons that I thought would make great plating spoons and saucing spoons for my videos. So hopefully we'll get some nice shots with those in upcoming videos. So that's going to wrap this video up for now. I've tried to keep it short, and this will kick off probably a new playlist, Open Kitchen, something like that I'll call it, and give you a little peek behind the scenes about getting ready for cooking some of Tony's recipes. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.